Hey y'all, hey, what's good? This is Kamika, your girl, the therapist. Super excited about my friend joining me today as my special guest. I love this woman and think super highly of her. But without further ado, I'm going to ask her to introduce herself to the people.
Hi everybody, what's good? My name is LaKisha Lately. I am a mother of 4. I'm a realtor here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm also a full-time coder at IU Health Hospital.
Thank you, friend. We go way back.
Yes.
Way back in the day. Mm-hmm. But I asked you to come and be on the podcast today because I think you have a very unique story. When we think about Destini, your baby,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And think of, the experience and her story that came with that. I just wanted to have you come on to share a little bit about what her story was. And then how you all have been able to move forward. You and your children, your family have been able to move forward. So tell us about Destini.
Okay, so my dear Destini, she was my oldest. At the age of 16, she was diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer called Clear Cell Sarcoma. And Clear Cell Sarcoma affects adolescents between 15 up to 25, mostly females. Now, this cancer is 1% of sarcoma. If you don't know, sarcoma is already 1% of all the cancers, but her particular cancer is 1% of the sarcoma.
Wow.
So it's very rare. There's no research on it. There's no clinical trials on it. There's no treatment for it. They really don't know what to do other than if you have this cancer. A lot of times if it affects like your arms, your legs, or your limbs, they recommend you just amputating it because the cancer is so aggressive. And then even once you treat it, sometimes it comes back and it comes back more aggressive. But at the age of 16, Destini was experiencing some pain in her back real bad late at night. And when I looked at her back, I'm like, oh, you got a lump on there. I said, let's go to the hospital. It was late at night, so I took her to Methodist, the trauma center, and I told them, I said, my daughter's in pain. I need you to run all the tests to figure out what's going on with her. And when they ran the tests, her D-dimer came back elevated, meaning that there's a clot somewhere in her body. So then they did a CT scan, and that's where they found out that it was cancer. At that time, we didn't know what type of cancer, so they recommended us going to Riley, did a biopsy, waited 2 weeks, and they still couldn't figure out what type of cancer it was. So then they was like, we know it's in the sarcoma family, but we don't know which one it is. So then they recommend us to send her tissues to New York. They have a sarcoma hospital in New York, and they had to do further testing, which took like 4 weeks. And that's when it came, showing that the genetic testing they did, it was clear cell sarcoma.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How old was she? How long did she live with the cancer?
So she was 16, diagnosed in August of 2020, and she passed May 20th of 2021. So she had it for 9 months.
Oh my goodness.
And when we found out she had it, it had already metastasized. So what that means is like it's not in just one part of her body. It was in 4 different areas by the time we found out. And it's crazy because she didn't have any symptoms other than that lump. And they say that type of cancer is very hard, like the symptoms doesn't show right away. But once you see that you have it, sometimes it's in more than one place, it's like it was for her. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it happened that fast.
That fast.
How have you been able to move on? I look at you're doing a lot of amazing work. But let me ask you this question. How have you had an opportunity to grieve?
You know what? I don't think so. I think I just go. Because if I think about it, this may sound crazy. I try not to think about it. Because when I think about it, it's hard for me. like I try not to look at pictures sometimes, or like, you know, sometimes you get those pictures that pop up on your phone.
Yeah, the memories.
And the memories, and it takes me out. But so I try not to think about it. I don't think, even it's almost been 3 years, I still haven't grieved like I should. I'm a mother, like I said, I have 4 kids, so now I have 3, and I just, you know, work every day and take care of them, so I don't give myself time to sit and grieve.
Do you ever take time like for self-care?
No, not really.
You don't do
I'm
that?
the type of person, I put everybody in front of me.
Yeah.
And I always been like that. And I need to take time out for myself. But I don't know why. I just don't. I just do for others.
Yeah. Because you have such a big heart.
Yeah.
And you care.
Yes, yes.
And that's what keeps you going, is you serving and helping other people. What about your kids, the other 3 that you have? How have they been able to grieve the loss of their sister?
Yeah, I don't think they really had that much either. Now, after it happened, I did put, all of us had therapy. We had bereavement therapy. But I think one of my child that it affected the most was my oldest son. He was actually, so my daughter got put on hospice, and she was in our living room, you know, the house that they all knew since they was a baby. It was the house they grew up in. And she, you know, her hospice bed was in our living room. And I had left to go get her vitamins. I had on a holistic type of treatment because I didn't give up. Even though they put her on hospice, I'm like, no, baby, we're not giving up. I'm gonna find something else, you know. So I went to the holistic doctor, and at the time she couldn't get up anymore. Like the cancer spread all the way to her. She basically had like bone cancer now, so she was in the bed all the time. So I'm like, well, can I just go get the vitamins? It was like a bag of vitamins that you put through the IV, because I was already taking care of her. I was doing her, cleaning her IVs, flushing her IVs. You know, she was on the feeding tube. I was doing all that.
Wow.
So I was like, Destini, Mommy's about to go real quick to go get your vitamin bag, because they close at 5. It's like 4 o'clock. I live out south at the time, and it was all the way up north. So I went to go get her bag. I left my son, and his cousin was there. And I said, I'll be right back. Y'all stay here and watch Destiny. I'm going to get her medicine, come back. And my daughter told one of them to call my sister, because she wanted to get lifted up in the bed. You know, in the hospital bed, sometimes they kind of go down.
Yeah.
So my sister came over there right away, and she was like, Destiny, you're fine. You're not sinking. Like, it doesn't need to be lifted up. And she was like, oh, well, can you give me some water? And then she got her some water. And then my sister started calling me after I got the bag. I was on my way home. And she was like, I don't know why Destiny, she keep taking her, she had oxygen. She was on oxygen too. She keep taking her oxygen off. I don't know why she keep taking her oxygen off. And I'm like, put on FaceTime. I'm like, Destiny, what's wrong, baby? Like, what, you can't breathe or what? And so I was like, turn the oxygen tank up to 10, you know, because it went up to 10. But she was transitioning, and I didn't know. And my son was sitting on the couch. The bed was right here. So I wasn't there. I wanted to be there. I still feel like, why I was supposed to be there with my baby when she took her last breath. And that part kills me still from this day, because I just feel like that I should have been there with her. I didn't want her to be alone. But everybody keep telling me, well, you know, sometimes they wait till the ones who, you know, was taking care of them, like, you know, that's real close and taking care of them, to leave before they transition, because they don't want you to have to experience that. But to answer your question, my son experienced that. And I know it was traumatic to him. Like, he still can't even talk about it. He can't look at pictures at her or nothing. And he's still in therapy for it. It's hard for him. It's hard for him to grasp that and to understand. He's still hurt by it. Yeah. So I don't think any of us really, you know, grieve yet like we should. Yeah.
I think, you know, sometimes there's no time. You know, people say, people try to tell you what your grief should look like, or your grieving process should look like. But to your point, you would do it on your own terms, rightfully so, at your own time. But I'm so glad to hear that you all did do the bereavement therapy, that your son is still in therapy. Yeah. How is that going for him? Is he liking it? Because, you know, I know for a fact you got to have the right therapist. It's not like you get a therapist and this is a perfect match. No, it don't work like that. You have to find the right fit, the right therapist to be effective. So how's his experience been with this therapist?
We're still looking. I mean, the therapist he has now, it's doing the therapy, but he doesn't have that connection that he needs. So it's probably going to take a few more before he actually finds someone that he really can relate to. Yeah. but we're getting through it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think he's opening up a little bit more. Like, he talks a little bit more about Destiny now. So, I mean, I think it's helping him to express his feelings of how, of what, how it affected him. So he is recognizing that. So, I mean, it's helping, but he hasn't fully grieved yet neither.
Is there anything that happened that you found most beneficial in supporting you, through this process? Like, somebody did this or somebody said this. Was there anything that really stands out that you feel like was really impactful in helping you to move forward?
So once Destiny was diagnosed with cancer, I had a lot of people at my house. We had a Zoom meeting to figure out, hey, wherever I need help at, wherever we need help at. I had donations because, I couldn't work. I was there taking care of my child and taking her to treatment. So I took a leave from work. But everybody, friends, best friends, family, everybody chipped in wherever was needed. And they made sure my house was taken care of because we went to Ohio for 3 months for his treatment. I had people taking care of my home when I was gone, people checking on us while we gone, sending us money, gas money. It was that support system. Like they say, it takes a village.
Yeah.
And I was just happy I had somebody had all them people. Even I had somebody I could talk to. I had somebody who can come over and sit with me or sit with Destiny for a little bit while I go on errands because I never left her alone.
Yeah.
So, the support I had was great.
That's awesome.
It helps a lot.
It does. It makes a difference. And you still have that same support.
Yes, I still have that same support.
That's awesome.
I do.
Well, girl, let's talk about this. What's the thing at the headstone?
Oh, yes.
Girl, this thing is like, I've never seen anything like it.
So y'all don't know, Destiny was a diva, okay? And ever since Destiny was born, I was a little extra.
No, a lot extra.
I was a lot extra. She was extra, but I made her probably extra because I'm like, this is my daughter, my first child. It took me a long time to have her, and she's here. And look, I do whatever I do, I'm gonna do a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So she loved like decorating. She loved just being different. So when I thought of a headstone, I'm like, I want like 3 different things. So when I went to the monument center, I said, hey, I have this vision of what I want her headstone to look like. Can you see if you can do it and make it? But I want 3 different things in one. And then I said, I don't want to add pictures on here, but I don't want to just add one picture. I want to add pictures of like from her when she was like showing her growing up, like a baby picture, and then like a teenage picture, and in between ages. And then I also wanted to put encouraging words on there. The outfit was her character as she was going through this. And so that's how I put the words on there. And then, she's my angel. So the back of it is a picture of her, like an angel.
It's beautiful. The thing is just gorgeous. It's amazing. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, there's been times when, I'll say, for lack of a better word, there's been signs you feel like your daughter is there communicating with you, and it offers reassurance, right? How often does that happen? Like, does it happen a lot? Do you feel her often? Or
so it's the crazy thing. I always said everybody else, a few people told me that they had either dreams or something that reminded her of Destiny, or Destiny came to them in a dream. I'm like, why my baby haven't came to me yet in my dreams? And then last Christmas, because I always go to her resting place where her headstone is at and decorate, and I go up there on holidays and sit for a little bit. Last Christmas, I went to her headstone and just to visit, and I took a picture. And on that picture, and I look back, I was like, are those lips, like red lips on the headstone? And I went back to the headstone, I'm like, there's nothing on there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's my baby giving me a kiss, telling me that she's here with me. So that was the first time, because I always wanted something like, dang, does she know, like, how much I love her? I always like, dang, maybe I didn't tell her I love her enough. Maybe she didn't, I don't know, feel it. Does she know that? So, I know she do. Like, I know she know I was back for her. I know she know I love her, supported her. But I still have that, the moment sometimes where like, did I do enough? Like, did I fight enough? Because she was a fighter. My baby was strong. Yeah. She was strong to go through all the treatment she had to go through, getting sick all the time, and chemo, and the sickness from having the chemo pills that they switched her to, and being on the feeding tube and not being able to eat, you know, like she went through a lot, and she was still able to smile. So.
Yeah. That's beautiful, and I want to first tell you that I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, this is probably one of the most emotional podcasts that I've done, and we're looking at each other. We're trying not to cry, but we both got the glossy eyes, and they just sit, the tears are sitting in the eyes. But I just want to tell you that I love you so very much, and I'm so freaking proud of you and all the things that you've done. And you know you will forever have a friend in me. I don't play by my girl. I show up with my girl. But take a moment for me, if you would, and affirm yourself. I want you to look in the camera and share your affirmations.
I am proud of who I am.
Yes.
I am stronger than my problems.
Yes.
I focus on what is in my power and ignore what I cannot control. I am enough, I did enough, and I can let go.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, two things before we go. I want you, if you would take the moment and encourage that parent out there who's experienced the loss of a child the way that you have. Can you find it in your heart, yourself, to encourage them and just say something to help them keep going?
Yes. So first I want to say, if you have little ones or kids, listen to your kids. If they're telling you that something doesn't feel right or something that's bothering them, and we sometimes think, oh, you okay, you all right, take them to the hospital. Because I didn't say this, but at the beginning, Destini was complaining of like her side hurting. Now I was taking her, I took her to the ER, but they couldn't find anything. So I just feel like if I would have went a little bit further and had them do more testing, maybe we would have found that cancer earlier. That was in November. She got diagnosed in August. So I still play that back in my head. Like, dang, why didn't I go further? Why didn't I go further and ask more questions and have them do more testing? But if you have any children and they complain of anything, take them to the doctor. Make sure they're doing the testing and find out exactly what it is and if it's nothing at all. But make sure you get to at least that diagnosis where it's nothing at all. And then as far as how do I encourage, how do I get up every day? Because sometimes I don't want to get up. Sometimes I don't. But I have loving family. I have kids, other kids that I have to get up and take care of. But I also think about my daughter. I think about what she went through and how she was still able to get up and how and what she would want me to do. How she want me to continue to live my life and how she would continue to take care of her sisters and brothers. And she is my why. So when I got my license, this was during the time when my daughter was in hospice, and I asked her, should mommy continue to study and go take the test to get my license? And she told me, yeah, mommy, you can do it. So I just keep listening to those words. I just keep remembering what she was telling me, and that helps me get up. So if you're experiencing or have experienced anything like this, and you may feel like you don't want to get up, just think about your child and what your child wants you to do. They want us to enjoy our life. Even though they're not here physically, they're still with us spiritually. And they're still watching us. They're still clapping for us. They're still praising us. So just think about that when you feel like you don't want to get up. Because that's what I do every day.
Awesome. I love it. That was awesome. Now, you out here beasting in this real estate game. Like, my girl is doing big stuff out here.
Thank you.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Yes. So I am on Facebook at LaKisha Lately. And I'm on Instagram at LaKisha_Lately Realtor. And I'm also on LinkedIn. And I'm on TikTok as LaKisha Lately. So it's very easy to find me. Don't nobody really have my last name, so you can Google me. It's going to have a story.
Hey.
My daughter. It's going to bring up everything about me, and then that's where I can be found if you need any type of real estate business or any type of real estate needs. I am your girl for that.
Awesome, I love it. Yes, and she means that Google us in real life.
Yes.
But thank you so much, friend, for coming to be with me today. I love you so much.
I love you.
So y'all, you heard the story of Miss LaKisha Lately, my girl. I hope if something was said or done to encourage and inspire you, to let you know that you can make it. Keep on going. Keep pressing your way. Don't give up. But until next time, I love you. Have an amazing day intentionally. Let's get it. Hey, let's grow. Bye.